Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Chris Hendricks, the co-owner of NBA Never Broke Again. You feel me? So today, we'll be looking at one of the last trades of the year, which is 2021, heading to 2022. So, this is basically the last trade, or one of the last trades I'm holding, uh, for the last few days of the year. Um, so basically, Uh, the first pair that I'm gonna show you guys is uh AUD against JPY, and I'm currently in this trade, so I'm just gonna have a quick review from the high time frames too, and scale down to the lower time frames. So today I'll be showing you guys how I took this trade on between basically on the last days of the year. So I'm gonna start this one from the weekly, uh, but then I'm recording this during the week. I think today is Tuesday. Yes, it is. We're gonna draw our highest high. First rule is spot your highs and lows. So that is rule number one, which is our highest high right there with our low on the current market. So let me just maximize my screen. So right now, the second step, rule number two, is you need to spot your structure. And what we have right now is basically the market from our highest high. It went down, and structurally. So you need to have your structure needs to have a series of two touches for it to be valid. So right now, this will be your first low on your structure, and then which is your first touch, and then now we would have our second touch. So right now, with this touch confirmed, we have a valid structure, and we were anticipating for the third one, which we had. So uh just imagine the market is around these areas, right? Let's say at the support line, right? And remember, the third touch usually has the highest probability, so would buy this rejection, right? But then if you did not want to take a risk entry, such as from this wick or pin bar, you would wait for patterns to form, and in this case we had uh, this outstanding head and shoulders formation right there. So you could have bought this small dip, uh, completing the third the second shoulder. So that was what we could have executed in the past weeks or month or so. But then now we're gonna look at the current market. But before we move on, you need to finish your structure by drawing the resistance. So now we can move on to the daily. So with the daily, we had this distinctive double bottom right here, first bottom, second bottom, and you can tell we have this zone as well. So we have the market going in a form of like correction or a channel. So with that said, we are basically anticipating the price to get to the zone once again, because it already rejected from where it's coming from, which is the previous or the low zone, right? So we want the market to push up back to these levels and then probably head back again to the lowest low or this low zone right here for a 1 2 3 touch, and then that's when we are going to continue with the trend to the upside. So with that said, we can basically look for patterns or flags within this channel according to basically the movement, which is currently it's going back up to the zone. So right now we're gonna move on to the 4-hour time frame and try to see what we had as from the rejection from the low zone or our support right here. So we had the market correcting right here, and as you can see we had the first touch. Let me just zoom in. We had the first touch right here, second touch right here, and the third one, highest probability. Remember, third touch has the highest probability, which means if we waited for rejections and confirmations, we could have had this buy right here. And this is the trade that I'm currently in. So I'm basically trading within this channel, and I saw this correction and to the upside. So remember, the reason why I trade corrections is because the market moves in two phases, which is an impulse so which is an impulse where the market has direction and momentum. So right after the impulse, there has to be a correction. The market has to correct, and then remember, after the correction, phase one has to form, which is the momentum or impulse. So this is what happened right here. As you can see, you had this correction. I bought after these touches and formations within this flag or pattern, and right now I am within this momentum to the upside or to the zone right here. So this is where I'm gonna take my profits at the zone, and that would be the trade of the year basically, or one of the trades of the year. So I'm gonna move on to I think the last trade that I executed, which is once again an Australian pair, which is AUD, but this time it's against the US dollar. So we are gonna go up to, I think, the weekly, and can have a look what's going on, and it's something similar to the previous pairs. So I'm just gonna have a quick run through of the basics basically, and the resistance of a structure. So right now, this is basically the overview of the setup, and basically this is what we want, this whole movement to the upside. Let me just have my long position tool and show you guys. So this is basically, okay, let me just maximize that. So this is basically our setup for uh this pair, just to give an idea of what we are looking to. And one of the other confluences for us to buy this thing is because we have this inverse head and shoulders in the weekly, right? Okay, let me just adjust my head. So this is another reason why we are buying this pair for weeks to come, and maybe a few weeks into probably 2022 February. I'm not sure. It just depends on what kind of momentum the market has, because it can literally sprint to this height and in a matter of like weeks, maybe 2 weeks or so. I don't know, but then that would take insane news for it to have such momentum. So anyways, this is what we're looking at, and I'm just gonna go to the daily to see what we have currently. And so far, looking at the current market, we have this descending structure. You can adjust this. So basically it's the same concept. We have the first touch right here, second touch, and the third one with the highest probability. So right after this third touch, this is where we execute our trades for a buy. We could have done so at this level right here after this bullish candlestick closed. So basically the next opening would have been our entry point and to the upside. So that is what we're looking at from the daily perspective. So basically we have this, we have a nice descending structure with a perfect 1 2 3 touch formation, and now we can go down to the 4-hour time frame to see our patterns and flags. So basically we have quite a number of patterns in store for us. So basically the first thing that I can recognize with the naked eye is this inverse head and shoulders, right? Or from a technical standpoint, you could have had this pattern. Let me just zoom in. You could have had this pattern or flag and entered at this point, because this is a nice double bottom or W formation. So you have these two bottoms, which makes it a double bottom. So you could have bought after this bullish candlestick, and I'm sure there was a nice flag right here. Let me just confirm if there really was a flag right after the rejection, and yes, we have this nice but very small but distinct flag to the upside. So we could have bought right here to the upside, but then now we need to focus on what we're looking at currently. And okay, let me just go back up to maybe two hours for everything to look neat. So with that said, we have this this nice bull run right here from our double bottom to basically that point we had this nice bull run, and so right now that was our momentum, and now we're looking at the second phase of the market movement, which is the correction. Let me just get my brush tool. So basically we had that momentum or impulse, and the market had, by rule, the market has to correct right after a bull run or bullish bearish run, and so we could have opportunities to enter the next momentum or impulse. So this is what we're looking at, and we are hoping to have something like this into maybe the New Year's, because this is quite a substantial trade. I'll show you guys the kind of volume I'm talking about for this trade. So basically I'm gonna remove this and move on to maybe the 1 hour time frame, and just try to see this the structure properly. So okay, everything is still quite small, so we're gonna go half the time frame, which is 30 minutes, half an hour, and we can reverse draw the pattern or flag starting from the last touch going backwards, so we can have something that is not going to confuse us. So which is the first or the third touch, second touch, the first touch or third touch, regarding on which way you are going to count it, either backwards or forward. So first touch, second touch, third touch, buy right here, which is what I did. So I had this trade, something like this, and I'm holding this until it reaches maybe 50%, 45% till 90%. I mean the 90% rule, which is I'm gonna show you when I scale back up to the bigger time frames. So this is what I have right now with Australian dollar against the USD dollar, and to show you the kind of volume of this trade, so this is where we entered. So far, okay, let me just see. So I'm just gonna hold the trade to this high, this previous high, because this is the daily once again. Or I'm just gonna close maybe most positions and then hold the rest till around these areas or so, depending on how much the returns are. But then the initial plan is to hold to this previous high, and so far the market has just moved about let me get the measuring tool. So far the market only moved half a percentage, so 0.50%, and I am looking at about 4%, which is very, very substantial. And that is Australian dollar against USD, and these are the last two trades I'm holding until maybe New Year's. and maybe few days in with the New Year's, the New Year 2022. But I'll keep posting updates and follow-up videos of these two trades of basically the year 2021, and that is it. I don't want to make this video any longer, so thank you everyone for watching till this point. It was a very lengthy video, but then thank you very much. This was Chris Hendricks, co-owner of Never Broke Again. You feel me? So just make sure you subscribe if you haven't. Press the like button, and till again.
Run a fire down in Panama. It's like a movie, but on cinema. No tapes, no cameras. No tapes, no cameras. I'm back in the studio. Damn, you know I'm so fucking yo. Damn, you know how they tell you yo. Emerson moving, big daddy yo. Diamonds be dancing on my teeth. You know I'm fresh, boy. Yeah. Ain't nobody gonna